Hi and welcome back to the series. Again, not that much editing. I try to expose or I'll show you guys some budget options for content creation. Go and check my playlist, but just a rundown, 600D kit lens, the 18 to 55 kit lens that works fine. Mine has paid itself tenfold with some jobs I did with it. So don't be don't hesitate to use this lens for your content creation. It's fine. So this is basically where we left off. I have a big light on my face. ISO it's as low as I can get to get a good exposure, which is ISO 200, and the aperture is 3.5. Okay, so aperture is 3.5, and with this lens, and oh yeah, and the goal on the previous videos, in between other ones, audio, video, was to get the ISO as low as possible. And now I'm at ISO 200, but in order to achieve that, I have a big light on my face. Go and check the previous video, but the focus on this video is the lens. So to get this ISO so low, I am at 3.5, aperture 3.5, but that means I am at 18 millimeter. So this is a variable aperture lens. So if I zoom into my face, you see the exposure gets destroyed. If I zoom out, that gets okay. So the thing is, by being at 18 millimeter, first I get lots of environment. This is my studio, it's fine. But I also distort my face. My face looks distorted because it's a very wide focal length. So 1810, it's very wide, so it's distorting my face, and I don't look as good as I could be. If it's fine by you, you're done. Go ahead and create your content. But if I'm going to make a couple of suggestions of lenses, okay, that can improve your facial distortion and keep the aperture at 3.5-4 so you can get that ISO as low as possible. So this lens, I need to be at 1810 to get the 3.5 aperture, okay? So if I want to get a better perspective, because maybe you want to go wide and done, you're done. Create your content, tell me your channel name, and I'll go there and subscribe. But if you want to get a little bit less distorted, not get as much environment as you want, I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions. And on the next video, I'm going to show how can you light up your background, because I am very well exposed. Okay, I am very well exposed right now, but the environment, the background is too dark for my tasting. If you like this type of look, you're done, go ahead. But usually I do prefer to have some light at the background so I don't look, it doesn't look so grim. That's an option we will do on the next video. But this video is all about the lenses. So this is the 18 to 55. I'm 18, very wide. If you want to get a little bit less distortion, or you want to get that aperture way down from 3.5 to something else, I have two suggestions and I'll show the results. Suggestion number one, this is the Yongnuo 35mm f2. Okay, and since this is a APS-C, an APS-C sensor, okay, and most APS-C sensors by Canon work like this, you just multiply the focal length to the aperture, to the sensor size. So in Canon, you just multiply for 1.6. So multiply 35 for 1.6, and you have the equivalent focal length. Also applies to this one, so it's 18 times 1.6. So if you want to get a little bit more aperture, more than 3.5, open wider than 3.5, and get a little bit less distortion on your face, I will show the results, but this is one I recommend. The Yongnuo, of course, all of this is on the budget side. This is the Yongnuo 35mm f2. I will swap it in a second. And the other one is the Plastic Fantastic, the Canon 1.5 50mm. So I'm going to swap to the 35mm so you guys can see the effect. And I'm going to keep it at 3.5, and you just see the difference in the actual focal length and less distortion on my face. So yeah, so this is the Yongnuo 35mm at the APS-C sensor. It's still at 3.5. Okay, as you can see, I have my face much less distorted. It looks much more proportional. I have killed the background quite a bit, so I'm right on my face, and I'm focused on my face. I can go. I'm going to slip out of focus a bit, but it means I can just go back a little bit, and now I am much more compressed. My facial features look much better, and I'm still at 3.5. And the image quality should have improved a bit also. So let me come back to get myself in focus. It's something around. I don't have my glasses on, so it should be somewhere around here. So if the focus is a little bit, it's a little bit off. It's just my fault, not the lens's fault. So yeah, so this is Yongnuo 35 f2 at 3.5. I can open up to f2 now. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. I cannot. 1 second. No cuts. Or that's, as you can see, I'm at f2 now, and I'm overexposed. I need to cut the ISO even further. Now I am at ISO 100 and I look decently exposed. I don't know if I'm in focus. I don't have my glasses here. Oh, they are here. Cool. Yeah, I'm in focus, decently in focus. If I'm off focus, it's because I have moved a little bit. So now I am as low as ISO this camera can go. So I'm at f2 and 35mm. I could move back a little bit to get a little bit more in frame. I'm most likely dropped out of focus. I should be in focus as well. Okay, I don't know if I'm in focus because I don't. It looks fine. But if I'm out of focus, it's my own fault. It's not the camera fault. It's the operator's fault. So this is a 35mm f2 Yongnuo. So this is a cheap lens. You can get it sub 100 euros, and you can actually get it. And the image quality improved quite a bit. I need to check this in editing, but the image quality should have improved quite a bit. I'm at f2. I'm at the S01E05. The background should be blurred, more blurred than with the previous lens, the kit lens. So this is the kit lens I'm talking about. This guy here, very common lens, which it's a good lens. Use and abuse this lens. You can pay it. It will pay itself tenfold. Trust me. Okay. But this one, you can get a little more image quality gets really improved. I can tell from here it's really improved. If I'm out of focus, it's my fault, not the lens's fault. It's my fault. This is Yongnuo 35, so it doesn't have to be the Yongnuo, but the 35mm focal length for APS-C sensors, I think it's a sweet spot for these talking head things. And you can actually get f2. You can blur the background. You have less distortion in your face, and it looks really, really awesome. The thing is, if you are at f2 or wider apertures, the focus plane is thin. I'm out of focus. I'm close of that. I'm more or less in focus now. The focal field, the focal length, the focus field. Jesus, I forget the word, but it's very thin. The focus. So I'm out of focus, in focus. So that's the thing of having wide aperture lenses, is that your focus it's very thin. So you need to be very careful with that. But you can just go to something like f3 or anything of that sort, and you can get a little bit more leeway on that. But as you can see, a little investment on a little bit better lens than the kit lens, and you have a big improvement on image quality. Let me show you with the Plastic Fantastic Canon 50mm 1.8. So there you go. This is the Plastic Fantastic 50mm 1.8. So the focal distance now it's much narrower because it's 50 times 1.6. Okay, 50 times 1.6, which means that I'm much more close up right now. But image quality should have improved just a little bit, not much, but should have improved a little bit. Okay, and you are actually I'm at f2. I can go to 1.8, but I will not gain much. In this case, you need to fall back a little bit, and I'm immediately out of focus. I cannot really tell if I'm in focus or not, because I think I should be in decent focus. So as you can see, the 50, it kind of, if you like this framing, you're good to go. And the image quality really improved a little bit even further, not by much right now. So the biggest quality jump is from the kit lens to any of these two, and the quality really improved. This is also a close to 100 euros or sub 100 euros lens. If I'm out of focus, it's my own fault. Okay, I have bad eyesight. Not sure if I'm in focus. I should be decently in focus at this point. So the 50 and the 35, you cannot go wrong. However, if you are using, like I recommend, APAC size sensor like the 600D, I think the 50mm for talking head may be a little bit too of a close up, or you actually enjoy this. That's your own call. That's exactly what you should do. So let's wrap up using this lens. It's slightly autofocus maybe, but there you go. This is the 50. It's your choice. So I'm arm's length of the camera right now. I just need to drop back a little bit, and I'm further away. This is also going to blur the background, and my background just disappeared. You cannot not really see my environment. If you go back to the beginning of the video, you see that at 80mm you could see much more of the environment. So at this point, you can barely see my environment. You can see my face. This is good for talking head videos, tutorials, whatever you prefer. This is the 50mm focal length. The other one before that was the 35mm. One of these two, both are great. They're just depending on the situation. I think the best all-arounder is the 35, but that's my opinion. Take your pick. I am at arm's length of the lens, and now I am actually at ISO 100, so I cannot go lower. This is the best image quality this camera or any camera can produce at lower ISOs. The kind of the thing you have to deal with is that the focus. Now I'm really close up, which is something you may want. I'm at f2, which is the focus field is very thin, so I can move easily in and out of focus. So f2 is a little bit extreme, or not. Maybe that's what you want, but I will go to something like f4. So let's check it out. The thing is that at f4, I need to increase the ISO, obviously. Let's go to 400. Okay, 400, it's still very clean. I'm at f4 and my focus, it's not that thin. But if you want to actually use that really thin where the background just melts, it's your own call. So this was the analysis of the kit lens, the HT55 compared to Yongnuo 35, compared to the Canon 50mm f1.8. All cheap options for content creation needs. We discussed the ISO, the focus field, the thin focus field, the apertures, yes, of course, the focus distance, 18 distorts, 50 distorts less, 35 it's a good middle point for PSC. If I'm out of focus, it's my fault because I can see shit at this distance. So like, subscribe and comment, it really helps, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.